A warm welcome to AD4 TV Radio News Updates, coming to you live from Abuja, Nigeria's capital city. I am Gracious Ogun. The President of the United Nations General Assembly, Tijani Mohamed Bande, has said the elections for new members of the UN Security Council, Economic and Social Council, and the position of the President to succeed him will be held on the 17th of June. The President also announced the adoption of a new voting procedure for elections to prevent large gatherings and ensure social distancing. He said ambassadors from UN member nations will cast secret ballots during spread-out time slots, which will take place in the General Assembly, adding that the casting of ballots will be webcast. Israel has suspended its parliament session and instructed all non-essential staff of Knesset, the unicameral national legislature of Israel, to stay at home after Semi Shahad, a legislator, tested positive for coronavirus. According to reports, the Director General of Knesset is to hold meetings about the pandemic with the country's health ministry representatives to discuss a way forward. Israel has so far recorded 17,429 confirmed cases, 14,993 recoveries, and 291 deaths. The Commissioner for Information and Orientation in Ebonyi State, Nigeria, Uchenna Orji, has directed that all government offices be shut for a week, effective Thursday, and every civil servant should work from their homes. This is because some officials of Ebonyi State government tested positive for coronavirus and are currently receiving treatment. The Commissioner advised other members of staff to get tested immediately. Malaysian health authorities have reported 277 new coronavirus cases after infections were detected in an immigration detention center, pushing the total number of COVID-19 cases in the country to 8,247. The Health Ministry reported no new deaths, leaving the number of fatalities at 115. In a developing story, the Hennepin County autopsy report released this Thursday shows that George Floyd, the African-American man who died in police custody, tested positive for coronavirus. The report of the autopsy, however, said the disease did not contribute to his death. The autopsy confirmed the cause of his death was a forceful restraint on the neck, which was by a police officer in Minneapolis. His death on May 25th has triggered protests across the U.S. and in other countries, calling for justice and an end to racism. Protests turned violent in some parts of the country, forcing President Donald Trump to deploy force in querying the crisis. His family has announced that a private memorial will be held on Thursday afternoon in Minneapolis. AD4 TV Radio will bring you details of the memorial services planned in North Carolina and Houston over the coming days. Brian Wembia, a Zambian musician and a popular photographer, Tukuta Shila, has refused to apologize for criticizing President Edgar Lunga on social media, even after giving a 24-hour ultimatum by a government minister to do so. Wembia, who took to his Facebook page to condemn the alleged abuse of Zambian workers by Chinese managers, while Sheila criticized alleged corruption in the government, both men insist they won't apologize for saying the truth. Nigeria's House of Representatives have voted against the request that condemns castration as penalty for rape, while it considered and adopted a motion on the rising cases of sexual violence in Nigeria. At plenary, when the request was subjected to a voice vote, the Speaker of the House, Femi Gbajabiamila, asked what will happen to an older female who rapes a younger male. The House, however, resolved the members should be dressed in black on the next legislative day to honor victims of sexual violence in Nigeria. Many Ethiopian domestic workers in Lebanon have found shelter after they were abandoned by their employers. A number of them have been kicked out and made their own way to the consulate, sleeping near the entrance of the consulate or in a nearby park because they are not allowed entrance. Lebanon is experiencing an economic crisis has hit thousands of Lebanon hard, with some no longer able to afford to pay their life-saving helpers. Meanwhile, authorities in Lebanon said it will conduct an investigation and prosecute any employer found to have committed violations. We take a short break now. When we return, 2 Chinese nationals kidnapped. We'll be back shortly.
As the world faces the challenge of the coronavirus pandemic and governments around the world are racing against time, AD4 TV Radio thanks you all for doing your part to stop the spread of the disease. Be safe at home and practice hygiene. Protect yourself and others. Do not panic. Do not self-medicate. Listen to all preventive advice and stay at home, as well as maintain social distancing. Say no to fake news. Get authentic updates from the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, the Federal Ministry of Health, the NCDC, and of course, AD4 TV Radio, your credible and reliable channel. Please stay safe to save others.
Welcome back. You're watching AD4 TV Radio News. The United States Police Park this Thursday suspended 2 police officers for attacking 2 Australian journalists who were covering the George Floyd protest in Washington, D.C. The police officers are currently under investigation regarding the incident. Recall the 2 Australian journalists, Amelia Brace and cameraman Tim Mayers, were attacked on Monday by police officers while covering protests near the White House in Washington. 2 Chinese men have been kidnapped by unknown gunmen in Ebonyi State, Nigeria. The Chinese nationals are employees at Greenfield Metal Nigeria Limited, which specializes in lead and zinc mining. The chairman of the company, Henry Anaotu, said the incident occurred at the company's mining pit at Ajirija mining site, adding that a formal report on the incident has been made to the State Police Command. Chinese Aviation Authority says 95 foreign airlines that had suspended services to China can now apply to resume flights, estimating the number of weekly international flights to increase by 50 from 150 flights currently come June 8. Spanish Tourism Minister Reyes Marato says all restrictions to border crossing with France and Portugal will be lifted from June 22nd. Recall that the Spanish authorities closed the borders to everybody but Spaniards, cross-border workers, and truck drivers from mid-March when the country went into lockdown to curb the spread of coronavirus. That's it on AD4 TV Radio News Updates, coming to you live from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. You can join the conversation on our website at www.ad4tvradio.com. Please follow us on our social media platforms at AD4 TV Radio on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at AD4 TV Radio. Many thanks for watching. I am Gracious Ogun.